Today in this video you're gonna learn how to build HTML forms from scratch. We are covering everything from simple text inputs to checkboxes and dropdowns. Every form starts and ends with the form tag. Think of it as a container that holds all the questions you want to ask your user. Inside this container, we use a very powerful element, the input tag. The type attribute of this tag decides what kind of input we get. Is it text, a password, a date? The type controls it all. Let's start with the most common one, a text field for a user's first name. To create a text box, we use input type text, but if we just throw that on the page, the user won't know what to type. We need a label. We use the label tag for this, but here's the professional way to connect them. Let me break this down. The for attribute says this label is for the input with the ID first name. The ID must match the labels for attribute. Why do this? Two big reasons. First, if you click the label, it automatically focuses the text box. Second, it's crucial for accessibility, helping screen readers for visually impaired users. Name is the most important attribute for data. When the form is submitted, the data is sent as a name value pair. So if I type John here, it would be sent as first name is equals to John. Let's quickly add a last name field to see how we can structure a form. See how I wrapped each label input pair in a div? This puts each pair on its own line, making the form neat and organized. Sometimes you want to give a hint inside the box. That's what the placeholder is for. Now let's talk about security. For passwords, you never want the text to be visible. Just change the type to password. Similarly, for an email, use type email. On a phone, this can even bring up the email keyboard. What if you don't want the user to skip a field? You can force them to fill it out with the required attribute. It's a simple Boolean attribute, meaning you just write the word required inside the tag. Let's make the email field required. Now, if a user tries to submit the form without entering a valid email, the browser will automatically stop them and show this warning. It's a built-in feature, no JS needed. Now let's ask questions where the user must pick only one option. For example, what's your favorite color? We use radio buttons. The key with radio buttons is that all options in the same group must have the exact same name attribute. This links them together so you can only pick one. Notice the value attribute. This is the data that gets sent. So if you select blue and submit, it sends favorite color is equals to blue. So what if you can pick multiple options like which topics are you interested in? For that, we use checkboxes. They work just like radios, but each one can be independently selected. For a long list of options, a drop-down menu is the best choice. We don't use input, instead we use select and option tags. Let's ask, how did you hear about us? The value in the option tag is what gets submitted. So if the user picks social media, it sends here about is equals to social. Finally, if you need a big box for a long message or comment, use the text area tag. Our form is useless if we can't send data. We need a submit button. You can create one with input type is equals to submit or the more modern button type is equals to submit. I prefer the button because you can put other HTML inside it like an icon. There's also a reset button that clears the entire form. How does the data actually get sent? We use two attributes on the opening form tag, action and method. Action is the URL of the server-side script like a PHP, Python or Node.js file that will process the data. Method defines how the data is sent. The two main methods are get and post. Post used for sensitive data like passwords or credit cards. It hides the data inside the request. Get used for search forms. For almost all forms where you are saving or changing data, use post. And that's it. You have just learned the core building blocks of HTML forms. If you found this video helpful and learned something new, the best way to support the channel is to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.